I kept feeling like, this startup, this isn't the right place for me. I want to go somewhere else. I want to be able to I like aspects of this. I like working with these really bright people. They've showed me a lot of really great techniques, tools, and ways of thinking about development in general. And I want to work at other places with people like these, but I don't want to work at a 5-person startup.
Right, right. So then what's your process what's the next step? What are you doing?
My process is I'm like thinking, I want to get another job and I want to go somewhere, with smart people. So I better start like studying. And I want to get to a good place. And so I knew I needed to learn how to study and be able to do all the challenges that I knew would happen with most interviews. I went through a few interviews during this time in the summertime, and I would always get interviews. I had no problem really getting interviews. I had a problem landing the interview afterwards. And I would usually get stuck on like the algorithms, phone screens, things like that would trip me up. Because I felt like I was pretty good at my job, and I felt like I always did well on like take-home tests where they say, "Hey, build this thing," and I'd be like, "Okay, that's fine." But as soon as it got to some algorithm-style question, I'd kind of bomb, and that's when I knew I needed some extra help in order to win these games.
So before you got to that,
Yeah.
What was the feedback that you received from these places? Did you ask about feedback? What was going on? Why were you not getting these jobs? Did you hear anything? Or
Yeah, I didn't really hear much feedback from them. I mean, I kind of knew that my algorithm game was pretty weak, and I knew that I was not performing well in these tests. Also, I had no idea what big old notation was either. So things like that, like somebody said, "Hey, what's the runtime complexity of this algorithm?" I have no clue. And, so I went back and tried to learn. I'm like, okay, I better study this. And so I was doing this thing of trial and error, going like an interview and then finding out what I didn't know and then trying to go supplement it with something at the end. And it was going all right. And I had done a little bit of code fights and stuff like that, like online gamified algorithm style questions on my own. But it just wasn't enough to really get where I wanted to be. Because I didn't get like any like particular feedback.